Hello, hello, welcome guys. Come on in. How is everyone doing? Who is excited for this? I know I am. I'm going to put my light on there. Illuminate myself. Welcome guys. Welcome. Hey Lori. Hey Crystal. Wow, that went by fast. I know an hour seems like it's going to be such a solid break and it just goes boom, gone, right? So if you haven't already, grab the template from the video description. It can either be used digitally and like GoodNotes, or you can print it out. Either one works. Works just fine as a printout. I also use it on here. It works on both. Let's see, Lori, I almost forgot about this. I just printed off the template. Sweet. Beaver, hello. Tanya, hello. Okay, guys, let's put the UGG back in planning. You're going like, what does she mean? Thank you for the template. You are so welcome. I haven't stopped working. Laugh out loud. Hey, well, that means it's a productive day. That means you know what? You're probably cold and just trying to stay warm, right? Lizzie Rita, hello. I like the look of the new template. I actually spent a few hours a day transferring last month's monthly plan in my notebook. Sweet. I love that. All right, let's get into this, guys. I'm going to open up mine here because I think I'm going to go digitally just because it's easier in some ways. There. Okay, so let's begin. So we're going to put the UGG back in planning. The Ultimate Goals Health Balanced Monthly Planning System. Instead of having to choose your goals over your health, we're going to incorporate and make sure everything is together. So welcome to the UGG Balanced Monthly Planning System for February 2025. I'm curious to know about this new UGG way of planning. It's very new. This is the premiere. I should actually tag that somewhere, shouldn't I? Put a premiere thing on it. Okay, why we plan using this system. We use the UGG Balanced System because it puts us in the driver's seat of our lives. It gives us a clear plan. It puts our health front and center. It allows us to focus in on what matters most. It considers all the elements that will help us grow. It is focused on 1 month, but it also looks forward. So I kind of felt like the other was always sort of staying in just the 1 month, and I wanted to be able to look a little bit more. So the first page, so let's begin, has a lot going on, and as you can see, it is completely reusable. So if you've downloaded it once, unless I make changes, we will not have to be panicking at the last minute like I usually am to try to update. This time now, this will be reusable over and over. So, step 1, review. Mistakes and delays. What messed you up this month? Not necessarily what messed you up, but maybe what didn't quite work for you. What did you learn about your processes and systems in January? What things do you kind of worked but needed a slight tweak? What things really didn't work that you need to just shelve and maybe try again at another time in your life? And what systems did you implement, and what parts did you like? What parts didn't you like? What felt good? What felt wrong, right? Okay, guys, so let's dive on in. We'll get our 2-minute timer up. Give me a yay for everyone who has the template ready to go. Like I said, you can also use it in your tablet, which works quite well. I decided to go with the tablet because I felt that it was a good way to, because I always have my iPad with me, and I don't necessarily have the paper. Although at the end, I'm going to recommend something, and which I've never recommended before, but I think it'll be a game changer. Okay, Lori is ready. Rita, are you ready to go? Crystal, give me your yays. All right, guys, let's dive in. Perfect. I love it. All right, guys, thank you all. All right, 2-minute timer. Let's just take a couple quick minutes and think about what worked for us and what didn't in January, what systems we tried but didn't quite work, what processes we were working through and giving a try that maybe we want to keep some aspects of it, but other parts we do not. So, for example, if you decided to maybe do all your writing digitally this month and you've only been working in Scrivener or Google Docs, but often you usually write longhand in a notebook. What parts worked, what parts didn't? Do you want to bring the notebook back, but maybe just for journaling? What would you like to change? Let's see. Ready? I just downloaded it to PDF on my laptop and then transferred to paper. Perfect. I need the monthly in my notebook. Yes, for sure. Okay, guys, let's dive in 2 minutes and just get pen to paper and let's figure out what worked and what didn't and go. What kind of things did you come up with? I am doing my driver's test on Friday. And one of my oopsie doopsies was that I decided, since people are insane at Christmas time in terms of driving, to avoid practicing for a good solid 2.5, 3 weeks. Not helpful before a road test. So now I'm cramming in as much as I can now. Not a good idea. But I did it. I learned that I should have just taken little trips around, maybe stayed close to home, but got in the car. Would have made more sense. This one I'm divided on whether I'm mad at myself or not. I restarted the story again. I like this beginning better. And often I find that I'll have a false start with my stories. So I'm trying to accept that it was okay. But I probably should have shouldered through and just kept going. I didn't. Guys, what kind of things did you come up with in terms of processes? The other one for me was a health one. It was Christmas. It was post-Christmas. Treats were still in the house. Things were eaten because I bought them and I enjoyed them. Not ideal. Elizabeth, I made a big mistake. I decided to ignore something for a long time that I shouldn't have, and now I'm paying for it. Oh no! What is it? What is it? Let's see. Rita, I decided to return all my HB90 tasks back to recurring tasks for less confusion and all trips to town to home front goal instead of recurring tasks. Makes sense. I love that. Lori, I started writing with Scrivener and working on an old manuscript, but I find Scrivener has such a hard learning curve. I'll stick with MS Word. I have a love-hate relationship with Scrivener. I don't know. It is... I don't use 90% of the things that it can do, and then I try to make it do the handful of things, and like you said, that learning curve, right? Let's see. Crystal, my writing was unorganized because I was distracted, unfocused, didn't plan ahead because of the move, working, and the fires. I need to do better. The fires... That's not on you, hon. That was chaos, and chaos does not help a plan. You're good. All right, guys, let's dive into our next one. 1 month of success. This is your vision. What will you have accomplished by February 28th? This is 28 days. If you start on tomorrow, like I will do, basically looking at the whole month, the 5 weeks, what will you accomplish by the 28th? What can you do in those 5 weeks? Let's see. Tanya, writing in quiet zones, more without distractions. Nice one. I love that. Elizabeth, I ended up with cavities and ignored getting them filled for a long time, and now I am having symptoms of an infection. I didn't have this swelling and this bad of pain on Tuesday when I saw the dentist for a cleaning, but yesterday pain started on the right side and has swelled a bit. Oh no, hon. When can you get back to the dentist? How long it's going to take? That's probably priority number one, get there. Please learn from me. If you have a dental problem, please deal with it as soon as possible. Yes. Okay, guys, let's write out our little vision for the month ahead, for the 5 weeks ahead. What would you like to see accomplished? Which boxes would you like to see ticked? And begin. Okay, my vision for February is to see the first draft of this book written. I will not restart. I refuse. This book is going to get written. It's going to get written in its entirety. I do have a really bad first draft of it, but the story is so different. I'm calling this one something new. I finally have figured out who I want the character to be. She doesn't quite know who she is, but I know who she is and who she will become. So that's going to happen. I'm going to pass the road test. I'm determined to do that. That is on Friday, so the 31st. Let's see, Lori, by the end of February. Oh, Elizabeth, I would like to continue getting more organized. It's a process. I have struggled majorly with organization my whole life, so finding out what works best for me is taking a while. And it does take a while because something that works for someone else is not going to necessarily work for you. And that's always true. Like, I'm going back to actually a system in my writing that I learned about 2-3 years ago. And I'm trying it this time because last time when I did it, I just basically started like writing in the body of the text and not differentiating in any way, shape, or form. But I'm journaling inside of the document now instead of, because usually what happens is I'll journal in one of my notebooks and then I don't refer back to it. But if I have it in the actual document, it's kind of a new old thing, one that I didn't properly implement in the first place. That was a mistake. I'm kind of a missed opportunity I'm looking at it as. Crystal, so sorry, Elizabeth. My heart goes out to you. Oh, yes, hun, I hope you feel better. I hope you get quick care. I can call the dentist tomorrow morning and see if I can get an emergency appointment. And if not, I will ask to be called if someone cancels their appointment. Perfect. Love that. Lori, by the end of February, I'd like to have written 40K of my new work in progress. You got this, son. Crystal, by February 28th, I would like to have a finished draft of my screenplay, create an author site, and a journal for myself and other writers. Nice. Weaver, quite busy February. Will begin Publish and Thrive and hopefully get half my next project planned out in detail. I was planning to do Publish and Thrive as an alumni, but do it like I'm new, but I don't know. It may just be too much. I'm not entirely sure. I would like to, but if I'm being realistic, it might not be the right time right now. And I'm trying not to create burnout, so so there's that. Let's see, and hopefully get half my next project planned out in detail. I love that. Elizabeth, I want to send a send a lot of applications out for summer internships after I get my resume looked at by someone at Career Services with the community college I attend. Good idea. I love that. You can also look online, of course, for ideas and stuff to how to strengthen it. Rita, finish, publish, and thrive. First 2 mods done. Format Lear and next step for KDP and proof copy, and my writing room, less chaos. My writing room is chaos. I created the chaos because I pulled everything out and made a mess. The mess is mine. It's all good. I can't blame anyone else. I also used the totes that I was supposed to use for organizing and put stuff already in it. It's not stuff that's supposed to go in there. Chaos. Tanya finished up costume research, design labyrinth with a selection of clues for cozy mystery, nailed down character traits of protagonist and supporting characters. Yes, love that. Elizabeth, me having these symptoms would explain the headaches I've been having lately and the fatigue I've had recently. Ugh. Nonetheless, I will still continue my schoolwork and internship search. I will also want to get back to writing again at some point as I can. Yes. Lori, I forgot about Publish and Thrive. Yes, guys. That one it's a 6-week course that is full on videos, and if you're an alumni, pick and choose and try to be kind to yourself. That's all I can say. Let's see. Elizabeth, me too. Lori, yes. Okay, guys, so let's get into our next one here. So this is home life projects. What home, family, personal goals do you have for this month? What are you hoping to achieve? Me, it's this room, this space. That is my main one. I'd also like to maybe get into the garage and deal with that as well, but that might be that's more of a spring thing, but it's irritated me enough that I might make it a winter thing. It's probably not the smartest choice. I also have my nook that I want upstairs that I want to expand with bookcases and ones that have doors on it and make a proper pantry for this house. The one that we have is chaotic mess. It's too deep. Everything's too high. There's not enough narrow little shelves. It doesn't work. It needs assistance. So that is another thing that I would like to stop talking about in my life and see happen. Okay, guys, 2-minute timer, and let's figure out what are those home, family, personal projects that you want to get done. Save the health ones because we got a space for that on the next page. All right, let's go, guys. Okay, what kind of things did you come up with? Crystal, I would like to add a bookshelf for my room and decorate my writing area. I would also like to find storage hacks for small spaces and unpack our last box. Oh, I love the last box one. I hear you on that. I still have boxes I have not touched since moving here. Not good. But the changes I made to this space, including the using the understairs closet properly, I won't say properly, but more efficiently, has made a huge difference. I am so much happier with what I put in there because those are things that I don't reach for often, but now they're easy to get at as well. So if I do want to use them, it's one less obstacle that's keeping me from doing so. The bookcases are what I want them to look like. The couch I can't sit on right now because I got stuff on it, but we're going to pretend that's not. This desk that I want to use over here, it's got stuff on it. It's all good. I need about another probably 4 hours, and I probably could get this all where I want it. And then I can get the other, and if I had a couple more hours, then I can get the desks where I want them. Let's see. Lori, I need to clean and organize my scrap craft room, organize the shelves in the basement, and reorganize my writing space. Yes, the writing desk is probably the only part. This one right here is the only part I think I would say that I'm satisfied at this particular part of the room. It's the only one that is sort of finally the way I imagined it. Pulled out my older iPad, my 10.9, and just put on my desk as an e-reader. It doesn't have the power of this little guy, and this is my portable one, which gets used 90% of the time for most things. But as an e-reader at my desk, it's fantastic. I love it. So let's see. Weaver, I have Mott do. What is a Mott? I want to focus on personal health, therefore eat healthier foods as I find it affects my focus and energy levels more than I realize. Yes, so true. Rita, we have boxes in the closets from our last room at least 10 or 12 years ago. Oh no, I'm sure most is just stuff. Yeah, that's a problem. If you don't need it, it's stuff, right? I have pretties in a tote in my garage that I should have out. They're nice pretties. They're some of my favorite pretties, and that tote is still in there. I don't like that because I do want them out. And they're all my beautiful little myth and magic dragons. I adore them. I would like to have them come out and see me. Tanya, declutter craft room to balance writing projects and donate clothing as well as unused houseware items. Lastly, donate books I've read the past 3 years. Nice, I like that. I need to do the digital version of that because I realized the other day that I have almost 500 ebooks. It's a few. Some of them probably should come off the main download page. Let's see. Kat, I can't do any house projects until we get a house. Laugh out loud. Oh, are you between moves? When do you move, hon? I know it's soon. Let's see. Rita, priority for me is my writing room and the bathroom. The laundry room would be a bonus. Move, not room. That's what I thought. I'm like, okay. Mott is a UK thing where they check your car for road safety. Oh, that's cool. Only 500, laugh out loud. Yeah. I know it's something to say to Mott. I know there's people who have far faster, but I'm like, that's a number, and I keep them usually downloaded and ready to go. I don't know if I want to keep doing that. It's getting harder to actually find things when I want them. Let's see. Tanya, me too, laugh out loud. Lori, I have several hundred ebooks as well. That means we're readers, guys. That's why we're writers. That's all good. We should not feel bad. It's a badge of honor, right? Okay, guys. Our next one is our TBR. What do you plan to read in February? Your fiction and your nonfiction. Speaking of books, what is on your list? What do you want to see read? For me, Onyx Storm, definitely on there. I pre-ordered it, and I'm so happy to finally be able to read it. I purchased another book just shortly before, and I'm like halfway through it. I want that one done so bad so I can get into book 3. So bad. Kat, Tracy, we moved to Idaho right after Christmas, but we are staying in Airbnb. Oh, Limbo. Oh, are you making it fun? Does it have any amenities that you're enjoying? Swimming pool or anything like that? Sauna, hot tub, any of those good things? I know it's winter. I'm sorry. That's such bad ideas. Rita, I need to go into the Kobo and actually delete some books that I started and then just quit reading them. I don't have too many of those, but I do have a few. All right, guys, 2 minutes. What is on your TBR list? And go. So I decided to add a craft book onto mine, The Emotional Craft of Fiction by Donald Moss, because I've owned that one for a while and I have not read it. And I've actually watched YouTube videos about it, but I have not actually read the book. So I need to change that. So February seems like a good place to put that. Let's see. Cat, none of that, but we went bowling last week. Well, that's fun. My daughter does bowling with the Special Olympics, so one of her favorite outings, actually. Lori, my to be read is to start another Dickens holiday romance, Xmas, but I read them year round anyway. Well, they feel good, right? And I need to read the book club choice that our moderator will select next week. Very cool. Crystal, Beautiful Ugly by Alice Verney. Once Upon a Wish by, my Christmas Once Upon a Book Club pick. Is she really going out with him? Sweet. A Killing Cold. Ooh, The House of My Mother. Eleanor of Avalon. Ooh, sweet. Rita, I have 2 books I want to finish and then start my critique partners. Mastermind group, books 1 and 2 before we critique book 3. Nice. Tanya, oh yeah, I have a couple I have to finish. What I should be able to finish by the 31st. Tanya, 12-Week Year by Brian Moran. Yes, I have that one. It's a great read. Free to Focus by Michael Hyatt and 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. I'm more likely to stay up till 5 in the morning than I am to actually get up at that time. Terrible, I know. Crystal, I'm also reading 3 arcs that St. Martin's House sent me. Laugh Out Loud, thrillers out this summer. Ooh, sweet. Ooh, so you are beta reading for them. Nice. Love that. Okay, Bobby, getting my workout in while listening to you. Sweet. Thank you, hon. All right, let's dive into our next section. Let's see. So this is this one, you guys know this one. This is the regular one. This is scheduled. What commitments have you made in February? Birthdays, events, appointments. What is on your plate for February? I suggest going a little bit into March, tiny bit, just so you have that full picture. And nothing gets missed, since we do have that overlap that February starts on Saturday. If the 5 days before that, if there's anything there, note it down so it does not get missed. Laugh aloud. Don't do it. Sounds like a great way for good reads. Lori, let's see. I just finished reading for January, Remarkable Bright Creatures by Sarah Van Pelt. I really liked it. Ooh, like the title. Okay, guys, let's get a 2-minute timer up. What appointments do you have coming up? So for this, we have a section of what it is, the date, a start time and end time, and a little section at the end for any little reminders should there be anything that you need to remember. Maybe you need to schedule your going there with someone else, so you have to coordinate your schedules, make sure that works. Maybe there's paperwork involved that you need to bring, make sure you have that on you. Any of those little notes that you might need. Okay, 2 minutes and let's do. What did you guys come up with? February is actually fairly light for the most part. It's our anniversary, so we'd like to go do something nice for that. We have a holiday, which I think must be relatively new. We have Family Day on the 17th for my fellow Canadians. I think all provinces are involved in that. I think. Do not hold me that. Daylight savings is supposed to be March 9th, so we'll have that to contend with and fix all the few clocks in our house that are not auto-adjusting. Let's see, Lori, haircut on the 5th, my husband's surgery on the 14th. Oh, scrapbooking on the 15th. I hope he has a safe, fast surgery. Lori, it's a pretty light month. Yes, definitely. All the Valentine's Day and all those kind of things. I actually got married on Valentine's Day, so we tend to kind of work around that and see how we do. Oh, you okay, Papa? My poor puppy. Rita, yes, it's been a thing in Alberta and Saskatchewan for years. I think that's, yeah, because it's it was added to BC, I want to say like 4 years ago. I think. Like, it's relatively new. I don't think it's been around terribly long. Let's see, Cat Storytellers Hearth Weekend Relay, 21st to 23rd. Thank you for the heads up on that. I need to note that down. I would like to partake. Let's see. 21 to 23. Okay. Thank you for that. Let's see, no family day in Quebec, but to be fair, we always do things differently from everyone else. It'd be nice if there was just one unified, like it went across, because that would allow families to get together, right? Tanya, my youngest daughter's 18th birthday on the 15th, social event on the 22nd, and art exhibit. Ooh, I love the art exhibit and the daughter's birthday. Well, happy birthday to her. Let's see, Lori. Oops, got interrupted by hubby. Did I miss anything? Nope, we're still on this one. We're doing good. Okay, guys. Now, this is a change. This is at a glance. What days are you not working in February and March? I've just left it blank so that we can just simply fill in the dates. And that way, anytime you guys want to grab the template, you don't have to wait for me to actually fill it out and provide it. You can just simply write the dates down. Each month I will go through and do this so we have it on our screen, so it's easy to just write the dates out. So let's see, Rita, suggestion, possibly more space for the date and time slots for the important dates section. Okay, I will see what I can do there. Yeah. I could probably move the other two over and make a little more, bring that a little bit wider. I can try that. Let's see. Thank you. You are so welcome, Tanya. Let's see. So let's take a couple of quick minutes. We'll use that just for getting the dates down onto the... Actually, first, if anyone's printed out, did you guys go ahead and fill in the dates or have you waited? Let me see. I was curious what those two squares were for. It was confusing. Thanks. Yeah, I kind of wanted to write. I wasn't sure what to put down there. I could actually put... I could do something like in a shaded, like really soft something. Month 1, month 2 or something like that. Just really gentle and quiet so you know what the space does. Okay, guys, let's spend 2 minutes and we'll just get those dates written down. And then we can... I did it in different colors just to make it easier for you to see it on the page and that you wouldn't have to... it would just pop, right? Okay. So you do have a bit of an overlap. These are both the same week here. Actually, let me come over here where I'll show. This here, is that going to show? Yes. This week and this week are the same week. It just that way, when we get to the monthly for the March, it will be more set up and easier to work with. Okay, so 2 minutes, and that will just use the time to fill in the dates. Oops. Please. Hey. I love that suggestion, Crystal. I often will take one day of the week and use it like for buffer day, catch up day. And that way, if I don't have anything scheduled too heavily in that, it allows me then to be able to focus and check all those little boxes that might not have gotten checked yet. I will sometimes use that as a Monday, which technically is the start of the week, but I find Sundays are harder for that. So wherever it fits in the plan, I will do it. Okay, guys. So if you all have the dates written out now, hopefully that was not too painful and quick and easy. I do that all the time with a notebook. I'll just grab a piece of paper and a clean page, and I'll just do that so I can think through how I'm trying to space something out. Okay, guys. So what days are you not working in February and March? For this, we're just going to underline anything that is an important date that we don't want to forget, or you can circle it. Either one will work. And I just slash out the ones that I'm not going to, that I'm taking off. And that way I can just take them off from my week visually, and I can see which ones I don't want to miss and which ones I know are going to reduce the amount of time that I have for that week. Okay, guys, so let's dive on in and go. Okay, so Lori, February will be what I mentioned for important days. March is an appointment with an endocrinologist. I'm not working yet unless I find a part-time job in the next month. Are you searching? Are you trying? Or are you just, if something falls in your lap, you'll take it? Okay, guys, how did that turn out? I found that there's not too many days that I'm taking off in February, unless let's caveat to that, we decide to do something we've kind of been talking about, which I'll lose maybe a few days. Just it will be a vacation, it will be fun, and it will be awesome, so it's all good. Okay, guys, let's move on to page 2. So the objective. So we have what looks similar to what we had before. I took away the I must statement. So here we can just write out what it is that we hope to achieve this month in terms of our goals. It can be bigger than that. It can be further than that. It can be a part of a bigger thing. So for mine, I put down that I want to publish this current book in 2025. I think I should be able to write it, edit, and get it out by the end of the year. So fingers crossed. But that starts by getting that first draft of it done and actually sticking to my guns and not stopping midway through, which is what I keep doing because I don't like, and learning as I go. I should not complain about that. the story was not working. I have to be honest with myself. It just wasn't. I didn't have enough of an understanding of the character to make that work. It is what it is. All right, I have a course that I want to finish. I want to continue building my writing and revision skills, and that's those craft books, the reading, the actual practice. Okay, guys, let's get 2 minutes up. In this first box here, we're going to look at our objectives, and we're going to do a 2-minute timer. Again, focus on one so you can learn the system. If your mind starts dancing to your second goal, well, then you can fill in a little bit of that too. If you go to the third page, it says there's also a third goal, and there's also health. So those are our 4 big top areas that we're working on. What is your most important goal, your second most important goal, your third goal, and then health? Health is not fourth because it's not important. It is there simply because I kind of wanted the first 2 goals to stand on their own because I wanted them to have that importance. Let's see. Kat, I want to get at least 2 editing jobs in February to pay for ice skating lessons. I love that. That is beautiful. Okay, guys, 2-minute timer, and let's just do bullet points in that first box and see what it is you want to achieve, and go. Came up with one I wanted to add at the end there. Let's see, my systems? Well, any systems that you are trying to put in place. So, say you're trying to, how do I put that? Which one could I use? Like writing, going on live streams to write. Like that could be a system that supports you and helps your accountability to show up at your desk at a specific time. Another system you could maybe implement is, voice, do not do that. Making sure that you're reading a craft book once a month. That can be a system that you're literally implementing these things that you want to continue to do. They're not a one and done. They are something that you're going to keep doing. So in terms of exercise, that might be getting your 10K steps, but maybe you're starting at 4K. So you're going to have to build that up until you get the 10K. But once you get to the 10K, you're not going to stop. You're going to continue to do 10K and maybe hit the gym twice a week. And these are the systems you're building. Does that help? Sorry, my voice is being bad. Okay, guys. So this one I kept from last time because I do love it. This is your deadline success equation. I will, what is your objective, by date, in order to meet a future deadline. I am so sorry, and I did not bring water. That is bad. I will complete the first draft of Project Love by February 28th in order to meet my first pass edit deadline. First pass edits deadline of April 1st. Thanks, that does help. Cool. Okay. And one for more of a health goal. I will build up to 10K steps daily by April 21st, increasing by 500 steps per day weekly in order to meet my deadline of walking 10K steps per day by the start of spring. Example, 4,000 to 4,500 to 5,000 to 5,500 and so on. So you're going to increase you're not going to increase 500 each day. You're going to do the 4,000 for 7 days. And you can do 4,500 for 7 days, right? Let's see. Could you clarify the starting point in the journey for writing my draft? We will be there in a second. Generally speaking, the starting point is simply the now. Where are you starting from? What have you gotten? So in terms of your draft, that would be, have you done some character work? Have you done some setting work? Do you have an outline? Are you still in the brainstorming stage, or do you have a plot solidly placed down? Do you maybe only have the 5 key scenes? Your hook, your inciting incident, your plot point 1, your midpoint, your plot point 2, and the climax. Are you like, which pieces of the puzzle have you brought together, right? So let's take 2 minutes here and figure out what is it. Try to put a deadline on it, even if it's just an arbitrary date you're giving yourself. It will make it so it's a little stronger and will allow you to have that little more accountability to yourself. Plus, you can tell someone else, maybe in one of our lives, that what you're trying to do, so that you can make sure that you are putting in the time each day to get to that deadline. Because it's easy to say I'm going to and then not, right? Okay, guys, 2 minutes, and let's fill that out. Let's focus goal number 1. But of course, if you start thinking goal number 2, you can get that in there too. And go. Okay, let's see. Lori, I will finish draft 1 of My Heart to Keep by February 28th in order to meet my first pass edits by March 30th. Beautiful. I love that. I put in one for one of the courses I'm taking it. It's a simple course, I guess, but I am enjoying it just simply because of the perspective. I like that she is teaching everything both in terms of fiction and nonfiction. So it's nice to actually have her sort of balancing that out. And I'm using that nonfiction information for another project that I will be working on later in the year. And so I will finish 30-Day Author by February 16th in order to use that knowledge to support my first draft of my nonfiction work. I think I will. My idea was that I would finish off the first draft of the fiction piece, finish the course, use like a couple weeks to really get a quick draft down of the nonfiction piece, and then go back to the edits. And that way I can separate a little bit between the two. I think that'll actually be a good strategy. Okay, guys. So our next one, the starting point, the now. What boxes have you ticked so far on this goal? What parts of the puzzle do you have in place? So think about when you do a puzzle, you do the frame first. Okay, so you can tick that box off, right? And then you can start filling it in. Usually, what do you fill in next? Do you start taking the pieces have like the one I'm currently working on has lots of signage and words on it. So I'm kind of trying to bring the words together for each part. And then I could tick that off as I do those. I found, the book title for, it's very authorly. I love it. One of these days I'll bring the poster over so you guys can see it. But it's just basically working piece by piece, so it's not so overwhelming. So, like I said to Crystal, have you done your character bios? If you're going to, done maybe a Q&A with them just to get to know them a little bit better. Have you done some setting work? Maybe gone into grab some images and stuff that you can use for reference. Do you have an outline? What pieces have you put together so that you know where you're starting from? So you're not jumping ahead and missing steps that support you in this task, right? So it's kind of like making dinner, and you've decided you're gonna make something, but you haven't gone to the grocery store yet to get the ingredients, right? We want to make sure, we want to see what ingredients we have so far. Okay, guys, let's dive in 2 minutes and let's see which parts of the great ingredients you have listed out already that you have accomplished on this goal. And go. Okay, one of the things I did differently with this project this time around was I did some relationship work because it's kind of a family story. So I had to figure out the dynamics between the main character and her brothers and how they function in dysfunction. So it's actually helped to step back and actually really take a look at that. I've done some character journaling trying to figure out who she is, who she wants to be versus where she is right now. I have a first draft of the outline, but I've made, since I've done that character journaling, I know there's tweaks that need to be made into it. So I may sit down tomorrow, open up that document, and just put the little changes in that I want to have. And then, yeah, sort of, I'm starting to see by tearing it down and seeing what I actually have, what I need to add. Let's see, Lori, I have an outline. I have characters. I have the basic plot. I have the first act written. I have the goals, conflicts, and motivations of both characters. I have the ending set up. Love, love, love. For goal 2, my time travel romance, I have the first draft complete. Now to do edits and rewrite. I love how you did that. That is beautiful. Okay, guys. So our next part is the journey. This is the how. What action steps are you going to take each week to get to the results you want to achieve? Well, how are you going to get there? I need to go from this not quite right outline, this start of about 1,500 or so words of this current draft, which I like those words for the first time. I'm not arguing with them quite as much. And get to that point where I'm going to actually have the finished draft. What other things am I going to need to create? I think I might need a Pinterest board for some of the setting. I don't have great visuals on the, I kind of have an idea of a sense and a feel of kind of which towns they're going to end up in, but I would like some visuals to accompany that to help with kind of working that out. And I would also like to see maybe create a little mini schedule for myself in terms of how big do I think this book is going to get. It may be a 90K. Can I... So I don't know if I'm going to get 90K in the first draft. It may be a little more skeletal than that, but I want to get the story down. So that is my strategy, is to get the story down. I may worry less about the setting details and just make sure I'm focusing more on the character and the plot and getting through that. I will add the setting in draft 2. Okay, guys, so let's take a look at how we're going to get there and go. Okay, I realize what I also need is a family tree because I'm getting really confused as to the brothers. Who's the oldest? I think I know which one's the oldest is. The middle one, not entirely sure. I feel like there should be two before her. Because I kind of want one to disappear, get in trouble. So I kind of feel like there should be one that's sort of a bit more her ally, one that really isn't, one that really isn't, and then the younger one that kind of relies on her, but also disappoints her. So I kind of like to see that all come together. Let's see, Tanya, do you have a website suggestion for free images other than Google? Have you tried Pixabay? Pixabay? Yeah, Pixabay. Yeah, that's a good one. I use that one all the time. They also have a bit of music on there too, which is nice. And then you can just kind of, for me, now the question is, can you use Pinterest is also another good one because you can simply, they already have like their catalog. What else could you use? Oh, there was another one. I never used it, so I can't remember the name. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. Pixabay? Yeah. Let's come over here for a moment. I'll just see if I get the right spelling. Yeah, Pixabay. Pixabay. Okay, there. Pig Monkey. Is that the one I was trying to remember? There was another one that my hubby suggested, and I never went to it because I got to Pixabay and I was happy. Okay, guys. So what action steps have you created for yourself? What do you see that's going to help you to get there? I think also I'm going to add onto my list, attend lives. When I attend the lives, I get more written. And reward yourself. I'm going to get some rewards. All right, let's see here. Okay, so let's dive into, so let's talk health. So you've switched to page 3. You will see that there's your third goal, your lowest priority goal. And health, of course, does not need to be your lowest priority goal. It simply is there because it fit nicely in terms of symmetry. It can be your number one goal. It can be the most important thing. You decide how much time you want to give to it, right? See, Lori, for goal 1, I need to update my Pinterest board. I'm a visual person, write 1,500 to 2K a day to meet my word count I have to look back now. What did you call it? My Heart to Keep. Love the title. All right, guys. So in terms of health, the choices we make, there's 3 parts. You have movement, you have energy, and you have intention. So movement is easy. That's your steps. That's your core exercises. That's going to the gym, right? I separate the two because I don't go to the gym, but I still get my steps in, right? Your choices, your energy. Actually, that was supposed to be turned to energy. Oops. My bad. This is what happens when you make changes. Energy. So how much water you take into your body is going to help affect that. It helps to keep you feeling good, increase your energy. What you put into your body in terms of your diet is going to affect your energy. If you decide to eat the bag of chips, it's not going to do you any favors. It is delicious. I'm addicted to them. But yes, they tend to not make you feel too good. So think about the energy that you want to create, the energy that you want to have available, and the choices you make from there, right? You can be naughty. You can do the desserts when you want to, but try to think in terms of the balance that you're also feeding your body good things, right? That doesn't mean salad every night, but you can mix it up. You can make a nice pasta with lots of veggies in it stuff, right? Declutter. I say declutter because when you have extra stuff around you, your mind is going to be thinking of that, and it's going to affect your overall focus and how much you get done. Right now, it's taking so much power to ignore the chaos that's around me because I did not have time to fully go through it, and I didn't want to rush it either. Since I took the time to fix the other areas and make them truly work, I don't want to get to the end and just cram everything in the last cabinet and be done. I could, but that's not going to help me to find things later, right? Your sleep. Yes, sleep. I'm going to add that. Well, that made it smaller, but whatever you want. I think we can still read it nicely. Sleep. Sleep is also important. Like that is also going to affect your energy, right? Minus sleep, I don't know how to stay asleep. I don't take any medications or supplements. Melatonin, it's natural. Our bodies are supposed to create it. I don't know if our bodies know how to create it anymore, but that could be something you could try. The little ones that just melt and dissolve under your tongue, nice and easy. My daughter will sometimes use those because she gets herself and is so anxious with school and stuff. I think it actually interrupts her sleep patterns. So it's something definitely to consider. In terms of intention, we're looking at journaling and planning your self-care and taking some time for insight, looking at your processes, looking at your systems, looking at what works and what doesn't, what needs to be tweaked to work for you. Moving will definitely solve decluttering. That's so true. Yes, it does. That makes it so you can get rid of so much stuff and make yourself happy. There we go. Okay, that's a better size. Let's see. Rita, reading during the day instead of only at bedtime for me. Yes, that is a lovely form of self-care. I do most reading at night, which is why I put my old iPad in front as an e-reader, because now I'll read because it's right there. I made it easy for myself. I don't have to go hunting for it. I try to read on here. I can do that when I'm out and I'm sitting and waiting, but normally there's too many other things on this device to make that work for me. All right, let's see. Lori, melatonin is a good choice. Don't use your computer or tablet, iPad, etc. 1 hour before bed. Warm milk, good one. That's why I use my Kindle Paperwhite. That thing, the lighting on it is so soft and relaxing. I fall asleep with the same patterns I would if I was actually trying to read a book, a physical book. The only difference is it has a little thing, the case I have, I slide on my hand, so I don't wear the book in my face when I start to fall asleep. Lori, go to bed by 11 each night, get 8 hours a night. Drink more water, cut down on sugar, move my body by walking, moving up and down the stairs, chair yoga. I love that one. Let's see, Rita, instead of tracking steps, I've been walking in the house while using the stopwatch on my phone. Nice, I love that. The steps are however you want to do it. It can be time related, how much time you're putting in, or it can be literally the counting of the steps. If you have a watch, that makes it easier. You don't have to, though. You don't have to. You really don't. This thing was one of my little gifts to me, and I love it. And I actually have a 7 sitting upstairs that I am debating whether or not I'm keeping. I don't know. I guess had enough upgrades in between to, this is a 5, Samsung 5. And I don't know if it's really worth it, but I do love my watch. So I'm tempted. So again, let's get back to our intention. We're journaling, we're planning, we're taking time for self-care. We're making sure that we create buffer time as well so that we're not always working and never taking an actual breath. Buffer time is good for catch-up time, for things when things don't quite go to plan. You have time in spare that you can actually use it and get things done, right? Crystal, Lori, thank you. I have no problem going to sleep. It's just pain, tingling, and numbness wake me up. I sleep on my arms, so no matter what. Oh, no. For me, it's shoulders. I hear you. I've damaged both of them. I spend most of the night moving, trying to get away from them because they hurt. Let's see. I've got the health thing down pat. It's just the stinking sleep, laugh loud. I get 4 hours on average. I know, right? The only thing I say is if you're getting 4 hours, get up, get a glass of water, go to the washroom, lay back down. Even if it means repeating your sleeping routine again, and do a little bit more reading again, and then settle back in. That way you can just mellow yourself out again, because part of it is anxiety from the pain, right? I need Calgon to take me away. I love it. Let's see, Lori, Crystal, this is what happens to my husband. Yes, yes. So try to find something that works for you that will actually allow you to feel better and more like reset a little bit, I would say, until you basically move it up, because maybe you can take it from 4 to 6 that way, and you get a couple more hours in, and you'll feel a little bit better, and slowly. I don't know about arms, shoulders. I mean, like I said, I've got the same thing at shoulders, so I have never figured out any kind of support thing that I could put on while I'm sleeping that wouldn't, you know, drive me crazy, right? Okay, guys, so let's get on to our, so health. Let's see here. So let's take a quick 2 minutes, and we're going to repeat the process for health with what are your objectives. Maybe don't do the deadline yet. Maybe start right with where you're starting, and then basically figure out the journey, and then you can maybe throw a deadline in there if you feel comfortable doing that, because this is kind of a different kind of goal, right? This should be somewhat ongoing. You can have deadlines. You can have that external gratification that, you know, you drop 10 pounds or whatever by the end of February, right? You can have that if that works for you. Don't do it if it doesn't. Okay, guys, let's dive on in and get 2 minutes and just put down, of these 3 parts, which ones do you want to focus on? Which ones need a little support? How can they help you? What things are you doing enough insight to look into your processes and your systems and check in with yourself, what's working? Review. That's where insight is, right? Okay, and go. Okay, how much did you get done there, guys? Let's see. A lot of it I'm kind of already on. I still don't do enough core exercises. I need to add that. I would like to get to the gym. We have a gym in our complex. I could use it. I could get my butt over there. Journaling, planning, those are happening. I occasionally remember to do the review part of it. Usually it accidentally happens. I don't plan for it. I should plan a review session, and that way it's my focus and I'm making sure it's getting done. Let's see. Sleep has been better, at least according to my watch. I don't know. I feel like it's better, but apparently it's better. So for that, I take some Tylenol before bed, which tends to ease off the pain in that long enough that I get some sleep. Cat, I need to commit to falling asleep on time again. I'm supposed to be asleep at 9:30 and wake up at 6. What time have you been going to bed? How far out of it are you? Because if you've been going to bed at midnight, you might need to make little incremental changes and slowly bring yourself back to that. Like start with get to bed by 11:30, then maybe 11, then 10:30, and go back like that until you get back to the 9:30. If you jump in cold feet, your body's going to go like, well, hold on, we're usually up a couple more hours. What are you doing to me? Right? Crystal, thank you all. You were so sweet. Thank you, hon. All right, guys. What did you learn about yourself in terms of your health? Is there any areas that you have been neglecting? I know for me, the declutter is underway. It's not fantastic. It's not perfect yet. I own a lot of stuff, which I'm discovering I did not necessarily put away the way that I should have initially, which is part of the problem. I tried. I bought containers, but I think it's an important thing to realize is you really need to look at the containers you're buying and make sure they work for your space, right? Lori, if I had to get up at 6, I'd be in bed at 9. Been there, done that, and hated it. Yeah, I am not a 6 a.m. person. No, I am not. Darling. Okay. Daughter. Lori, my sleep is better. Still need to work on the water intake, but it's getting there. Need to really work on my exercise. I'm not motivated because of the weather. And that's the other thing is weather. It really will change. Like it's so easy in the spring and the summer to go out and do stuff and you're motivated and it feels good and the weather's great. The winter, I just simplified it by getting my steps in the house. I don't even bother to try anymore. Yes, we walk the puppers in the evening, but that is pretty much the only time that I'm out there walking. Otherwise, it's too cold and I don't like it, so I avoid it if I can. All right, guys, so let's dive into the final piece, the plan. This will look very similar. This is the itinerary with some slight tweaks just to make room for the 4 things we want to cover. So everything's a little more focused. What can you honestly achieve in a week? Small, consistent goals equal success. So let's see here. So work in weekly goals. Instead of 10K steps per day, use 70K steps per week. This way you can vary your days according to the time you have for this goal. Aim for 10,000 words this week instead of giving yourself a daily goal that may or may not be achievable that day to create flexibility and create success. For the longest time, I've been telling myself I have to get my 10K a day, but when I am busy, especially on days like this, when I'm doing a lot of the online stuff, it is super, super, super hard to get to my 10K. I would rather have a little more flexibility for about that 2K, maybe make 8K my minimum. And those other 2K, I'll make them up on the other 2 days of the week. That is fine. I would prefer that. It just would make life easier. Okay, guys. So for this one, each one of these is going to get a little tiny piece of the puzzle. So goal number 1, what we work on for week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We don't have a week 6 this time for February, so it becomes your notes section. So by week 5, if your goal is to have that draft completed, what steps do you need to do to get there? What kind of word count are we looking at? Let's see. Lori, I think if I declutter, I will be more focused to working out at home. Yeah, that's true. You also need the space, right? Okay, guys. So let's break this down and give a little tiny piece of what we want to do each week so that we make sure that we get through this plan. Like I said, I'm doing a skeleton outline, not skeleton outline, a skeleton draft. I'm going to call it that. That way I have no guilt when I don't have a lot of setting in there. Setting can happen in the second draft. I'm not going to worry about it. I want to make sure that plot and that character relationships are what matter on the page right now. And go. Okay, I decided to go with the strategy of using, hey Sarah, of using the acts to frame this out. I think in this particular piece, I should be able to get it. I want my skeleton draft done by February 28th. I think the word count I'm going to aim for is 40 to 50K. I should be able to get enough of the story down, I think, in terms of the relationships. I'm going to say 50. 50 I think will work better. 50K. And that way I can basically try for about 10K each week with the focus of Act 1. I'm going to give 3 weeks to Act 2 because I want it to be fun. I want it to be adventurous. I want things to go wrong. I want all sorts of chaos on the page. And Act 3, I think I can tie it up. I know the ending. I know how that part happens. In the other draft of this, the actual third draft, or the Act 3 was the part that worked the best. So I know where I want to take the story. That's not even the question. Let's see. I know where I want to begin it, and the Act 2 is probably the hardest part. So let's see. Rita, so week 1 would be starting tomorrow. Scary, I know, right? It's only because the first starts on Saturday. So try to implement that with sort of balancing out what you have from last month's plan to kind of working into that to this month's plan. So you can kind of work the two together and bring the balance to that. Let's see. Crystal, I created a plan to revise my outline by the month of November through December, then a fast draft for the month of January before our move, so I could just go back to that and change the dates. Yes, yes. If you have something already in place that didn't quite happen, just tweak it to make it work for you now, right? If it's still important to you and it still matters, right? Sarah, hi everyone. Happy Sunday evening. Happy Sunday to you. Let's see. Crystal, I gave 2 to 3 weeks for Act 2. And like I said, that for me is the one that's the weakness because that's the one that will change the most by this character being present. The previous one, she was a bit older. She was a bit more independent. This one, she's a bit of a, let's say for lack, a bit spoiled. And she thinks that she can just step out of that and it'll be fine. It's not going to happen that way. Let's see. Lori, I need to write 14K a week for, why do I keep forgetting it? My brain. For MHTK, Goal 1, Goal 2, edit 4 chapters a week for my time travel romance, and Goal 3, update 1 section on my website each week. I love Goal 3. Beautiful. I actually may, since I'm so incredible, my heart to keep, I can't remember, it's not keeping. I'm sorry, and I love the title, which is terrible, right? I will remember it. I will. Okay, guys. For this, I hope this gives you a flexible, successful plan. You're going to go through and repeat this for Goal 3, Goal 2, Goal 3, and for your health goals to make sure that you have a full actual plan. Take it easy on yourself. Give yourself the room that you need. Be honest with yourself. If it takes a little bit longer and you go a little bit into March as you're deciding, as you're breaking this down, because there might be a week in there that maybe you're super busy and you can't put in your full effort that you normally would, right? So don't feel bad if you have to go in a little bit further into March. That is perfectly fine. We want honest plans. We want small, consistent success that in progress each and every day that's actually going to serve us over time, right? All right, guys, so let's go into create success. So repeat the steps until you have a full plan. Print page 4 of your plan when completed and refer to the plan daily. Like for me, I'm going to take this thing once it's filled out. I might just print, I figured out how to print from my iPad, so I might just take this page and print it on my iPad and then put it literally up in front of me on my bulletin board here. And that way, it's supposed to be my Kanban board. I decided to go with Trello this time, so it won't be naked if I put it up there, right? Let's see. You're going to celebrate your wins. You're going to reward yourself. You're going to be kind to yourself. There is no need for perfection. Just make slow, consistent progress and use a plan to support your weekly planning to make that easier too, so you're not having to reinvent the wheel each time. Let's see, Lori, this all looks good on paper, but depending on how my husband feels after his surgery, who knows how much I'll accomplish. You could also give yourself a good, better, best, so that if he is not doing okay, you can have those smaller goals to work toward, that maybe you can have that little bit of time versus the bigger picture of time. I hope that helps. Okay, guys, thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope you like this new system. Let me know in the comments what you enjoyed, what needs to be tweaked. Sorry. I don't know what's getting me today. Maybe I'm getting sick. No, I don't want to get sick. I don't have time to be sick this week. Okay, guys, make sure you're rewarding yourself. Make sure you're celebrating your successes. Use the systems that work for you. If you know that time may be a question of how much you can actually put in, give yourself the good, better, best goals. It is still success regardless if you finish on February 28th or March 14th, right? Either way will work. If you have to give yourself 2 more weeks, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see. You are so welcome, Crystal. This was great. I love it. Lori, I love this new setup. Thank you again, Tracy. I enjoy these planning sessions. Thank you. Tanya, you're so welcome. Thank you, guys. I will see you guys next week for more writing sprints, which will hopefully support you in your writing as well and be part of your goals. Thank you, guys. I will see you next week. Bye. Bye, guys. You're so welcome, Rita. Bye.